I want you to understand this. This country is not banjaxed. I am very proud of our Irish heritage and our Irish culture. I met recently with the American Chamber of Commerce, Chambers of Commerce, the representatives of the Chambers of Commerce from all over North America. I met recently with the Ireland-US Council. I've been to Europe on many occasions, talking to business people and the political interests from the European People's Party, of which you know I am a member. And I know deep down that Ireland's reputation has taken a hammering in the last couple of years. And that's got to be rebuilt. And it will be rebuilt by diplomacy, by understanding what it is that we have to offer, because with respect to other countries, Ireland does not depend upon making T-shirts or upon making shoes. I was in Intel last week, where they're now spending $500 million on a new extension to that magnificent plant, where they compete at the top 3 in the world. And their projections are very strong for the future. And that's why when I go back to Europe, we have said and sent out our signal of the strength of our 12.5% corporation tax, which was introduced by the government of which I was honoured to be a member in 1994 and 1997. And you have that out the road here yourselves, visible evidence of external investment in our country, and that was a cornerstone in that kind of investment. So I want you to understand that it is possible to bring back Ireland to my mantra for 2016, to make it the best small country in the world in which to do business. And that means dealing with the 500 million red tape that's in there. God knows, as you know, from this part of our country, you know what the spectre of emigration has meant. You know what it is to have desolate farms. You know what it is to have isolated houses. You know what it is to have disillusioned people. Well, we can change that, and we will change that by working together. And that's why Fine Gael's plan to get Ireland working is focused in on those fundamentals. I want our people to be proud again. I know the talent we have. I know their capacity to change if they're given the chance. And I know that people say to me all over the country, I want to help, and I will help, provided that my contribution is fair and that my contribution is respected. Well, I would like you to know in Carrick that the Fine Gael government, which I hope to lead if we get the imprimatur of the people, will treat people with respect and will see to it that their contributions are fair. I'll finish on this about unfairness. When a woman walked into my office and she said, I want to tell you what's happening in my life. And I said, do, Mary, tell me. She said, my daughter's blind since birth, and she has intellectual and mobility problems. And she said, they're now teaching her to walk with a white cane. And she said, I think that's very good, because when I'm gone, at least she's going to have a life of her own and be able to manage her own. But she said the problem is that they're taking away some of the hours of her education by cutbacks. And she said, I can live with some of that. She said, please understand, do they not know the gulf of unfairness which exists in my life when I see people, for gross incompetence, walking out the door of government buildings with £1 million in their back pocket? I want you to understand that if we're all in this together, and we are, and our country faces an economic challenge which is unprecedented. As I said some weeks ago, this is analogous to the first government of our new state, when they had built a young country, and they built the institutions of our state, the army, the civil service, and the Gardaí, out of the wreckage of an old country, after a civil war and all that strife for so many years. And in many ways, there's a comparator here in a different sense, because we now face an enormous economic challenge. And what we've got to do is to build a new economy out of the wreckage of the old. And that's the challenge for us in politics. And that's why I'm not afraid to stand up here in Carrick this evening and say to you that if the people of Ireland give the Fine Gael party the two most important things that they possess, their trust and their vote, we will lead by example. We will rule with responsibility and fairness. We will decide with courage and decisiveness to face the crises that we face in the next number of years, and get our country and our people through this crisis and lead on to a brighter and a better future for all our people. and hopefully be able to bring back some of those, unfortunately, who have been forced to leave. So for me, I ask you, consider what's on offer from the different parties. Study them. Make up your own minds. But as far as I'm concerned, we've worked very hard on our plan. I believe Let's Get Ireland Working is the best plan, and I believe I've got the best team to implement that. And I would say to you, on this occasion, trust us with your trust. Trust us with your vote. And if you don't like what you see, after 5 years when we've sorted out our country, you can decide what you want to do with the government if you consider they've done their job or not. Thank you very much indeed.